Okay. In the previous part, we discussed about what is the effect of pH on chlorination, then how the breakpoint chlorination works. Okay. Now, once you understand the breakpoint chlorination, different stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Okay. And in the stage 4, we are expected the free residual chlorine. The free residual chlorine is more effective than combined residual chlorine. And our aim is to what? Maintain the free residual chlorine more into the water body. Now, once you understand the basic things about the chlorination, now there are different forms of chlorinations are here. The first form is what? Plain chlorination. This what name plain means what? Simple. In this plain chlorination, what will happen when you apply this plain chlorination? When turbidity of water is in between 20 to 30 ppm or less polluted water is there. If the water is less polluted, simply plain chlorination we can accept it, we can apply. When the low turbidity means what? Suspended particles are there. When you say water is more turbid means what? More suspended matters are there. High turbidity means what? More, just wait. The more the plain chlorination is what? There is turbidity of water is less. Okay, am I audible? Audible? Yes or no?
Sir, बारीक येतोय आवाज.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, plain chlorination is what? Where the turbidity of water is in between, low turbidity water is there. Turbidity is nothing but what? Is because of the suspended particles. Okay. If the turbidity is in between 20 to 30 ppm, parts per million. Parts per million, nothing but what? 1 milligram per liter dose. Okay. Parts per million. That turbidity is there. 1 ppm is equal to 1 milligram per liter. Means what? For the less polluted water, we are supposed to apply plain chlorination. Now, second form is what? Pre-chlorination. Before filtration, reduce the amount of coagulant. Means what? Pre-chlorination means what? Mostly we are applying the chlorination, or mostly post-chlorination is there. In the post-chlorination, what will happen? We are applying the chlorine after the filtration. We are applying the chlorine after the filtration. But in some cases, we can apply the chlorine before filtration to reduce the amount of coagulant. To reduce the amount of coagulant, we may apply chlorine before filtration. It is depending upon other properties of water also, but only we are discussing about different forms of chlorination. Means what? If you apply the chlorine before filtration, that is called as a pre-chlorination, and post-chlorination means what? If you apply the chlorination after filtration. Okay, means what? Mostly the post-chlorination is going to be applied most of the water plant. Means at the end of the filtration, we are applying the post-chlorination. That is the compulsory unit. This is what? Compulsory. Without post-chlorination, your flow sheet is not going to be completed. Means what? If you apply the chlorine before filtration and you are leaving the water as it is, not accepted. Means what? If you apply the pre-chlorination, the post-chlorination is also there. Means what? Which is the compulsory? The post-chlorination is compulsory. Pre-chlorination is what? Optional. Pre-chlorination is what? Optional. Whereas the post-chlorination is what? Compulsory. Means what? If you apply the pre-chlorination, post-chlorination is also required. Means if this is your filtration unit is there, okay, after the filtration unit there is compulsory disinfection unit is required. We cannot touch to this disinfection unit, but if you want we can apply pre, means before filtration also apply to reduce the amount of chlorination, reduce the amount of coagulant. Now next form is what? Superchlorination. Next form is what? Superchlorination. In the superchlorination, what will happen if the polluted water is there, very high polluted water is there, very turbid water is there, or high pollution is there in the form of microbial content. So in that case, we can apply the superchlorination. Means what? In the superchlorination, we are applying the higher dose. In the superchlorination, we are applying the higher dose. Result of that, sometimes water is, if the water is colored, in that case also we can apply the superchlorination. In the superchlorination, name suggests with the applying the higher dose because the water is highly polluted. The next form is what? Dechlorination. Next form is what? D. Name suggests. D means what? Remove. Sometimes what will happen if the dose is going to be excess, in that case it needs to be remove the chlorine, because if you apply the chlorine more, you observe the odor and taste of water is something different. No objectionable taste is there. Okay, for example, if you are visiting the swimming tank, okay, in the swimming tank they are applying the chlorine, so you can immediately observe something is different or something is objectionable. Okay, that easily identifiable. So that odor is there, some smell is there. Okay, so the avoiding that smell, it needs to be provide optimum dose of chlorine. Okay, so in that case, it needs to be removed chlorine if the dose is excess, that is the dechlorination. How to remove? Remove the excess chlorine by aeration, by adding various chemicals like SO2, sodium thiosulfate, and sodium biosulfate. Now these are the chemicals to be added to remove the excess chlorine from the water body. Excess chlorine from the water body. Now first is the what? Plain chlorination, then pre-chlorination, post-chlorination, superchlorination, and dechlorination, and the last is the breakpoint chlorination that already we discussed in the previous part. What is the breakpoint chlorination? That already discussed in the previous part. In this way, there are 6 forms of chlorination. First is what? Plain. Second is what? Pre. Pre means what? Before filtration. Post means what? After filtration. Okay. The post chlorination is compulsory. Pre-chlorination is optional. Superchlorination is going to be applicable for the polluted water, or if the water is colored. And dechlorination is what? Name says, you have to remove the chlorine from the water body because more chlorine is objectionable. So how to remove? The aeration by addition of some chemicals. We also remove the chlorine from that water body. And the last form is what? Breakpoint chlorination. So this way there are different forms of chlorination. Now once you understand the different forms of chlorination, the next parameter come into the picture, that is factors affecting on efficiency. What are the factors affecting on the efficiency of disinfection? What are the factors affecting on efficiency of disinfection? The first factor is what? Nature and concentration of organism. Nature and concentration of organism. Greater the number of organism, longer will be time required. Means what? In the water body, if the number of organisms are more, so naturally we require more time, because once you add the chlorine into the water body, it doesn't react immediately. It requires some contact time. There is time required for that chlorine molecule to act on that particular cell of that microorganism, break down the cell, change the permeability, then change the deactivate the critical enzymes. So this requires some time. That already discussed the mechanism of disinfection. What will happen in the first step? The cell of that microorganism outer cell is going to break. Then the chlorine going to enter into the cell. Then protoplasm of that cell is going to be disturbed. Permeability going to be disturbed. Then afterwards, the chlorine is going to be deactivate the chlorine, deactivate the critical enzyme. So this way, the particular things are going to work here. So greater the number of organisms, if the number of organisms are, suppose the number of organisms 100 in the first chamber. So in the first beaker, if the number of organisms are 100, In the second, if the 1000s are there, so naturally, okay, naturally the more time is required for killing the 1000 microorganisms instead of 100. So this is also one of the factors we affecting on the concentration of organism. Now when you're dealing with the nature, when you're dealing with the nature, so nature means what? Types. Nature means what? Types. For example, adenovirus is there, then cholera is there, typhoid virus is there, jaundice virus is there. So this way, different viruses having their own capability, own resistivity. Understood? Means for same contact time, for same dose, all microorganisms not going to be killed. So it is going to be upon which type of microorganism is there. That is the nature. That is the type. So on that also, the disinfection efficiency or disinfection is going to be dependent. All of you understand? Means what? If we are not going to be ill at a time, आपण सगळे एकदम आजारी पडतो का नाही? It is depending upon immunity of everyone. So same thing is there regarding the organisms also, regarding the type of organism. Every organism having its own resistivity. So you have to consider that also. On that, overall efficiency of the disinfection process works. Because nature means what? Different types, like cholera virus is there, and cholera, then your typhoid virus, then your adenovirus. In number of viruses are there. Jaundice. So every microorganism or every organism having its own resistivity. So that is also parameter you have to consider at the time of deciding the dose or decide by finding out the efficiency of disinfection process. That is the first parameter. Second is the nature and concentration of disinfectant. Now, various disinfectant agents are there. Various disinfectant agents are there, like your iodine is there, chlorine is there, ultraviolet rays is there, ozones are there. Okay, so different disinfectant agents are available. So again, that is the different nature means what? Every disinfectant agent having its own capability to perform the disinfection operation. Capability of disinfection operation. So that is the nature. Second is what? How much dose we are applied. That is the concentration. How much you dose applied, that also decide the overall efficiency. If you apply the less amount of dose, what will happen? That dose, for example, chlorine, if you apply the less amount of chlorine dose, example 0.2 milligram, if you apply the chlorine dose is only 0.1 milligram. If you apply the dose 0.1 milligram, naturally, if you apply the dose 0.1 milligram, naturally this 0.1 is going to be consumed for the oxidation of impurities, inorganic impurities. So your disinfection doesn't work here. Understood? Your disinfection doesn't work here. Means what? If you apply the 0.1 dose to 0.1, सर्वच्या सर्व कशाला वापरला जाईल? Destruction of or oxidation of inorganic impurities. So we don't have a chlorine available for the disinfection process. So concentration means what? Chlorine dose. How much dose we applied? Concentration means what? How much dose we apply. So optimum dose has to be maintained. Optimum dose has to be maintained. That is the concentration of disinfectant. The third parameter which is going to be affecting on the disinfection process, that is the temperature. Increase in temperature, result of more rapid kill. Means naturally same is there. More, if you increase the temperature, there is more chances, more effective disinfection is possible. So everyone know why the temperature, what will happen if simple mechanism we are following day-to-day life. If you want the disinfected water, we can boil the water. After the boiling, what will happen? All the organisms, all the microorganisms get killed. So that is the general field phenomena. If you increase the temperature, the rapid kill is going to be possible. The fourth type A fourth parameter which is affecting on the disinfection, that is time of contact. Longer the contact time, greater the efficiency. Longer the contact time, greater will be the efficiency, that is the time of contact. Longer the contact time, the greater will be the efficiency, that is the time of contact. The fifth is the pH, that already we discussed too much detail in the first part. Higher the pH, lesser the disinfection. Higher the pH, lesser this disinfection. Lower the pH, or up to the 5.5 and above, up to the 8, the we'll get some amount of more HOCl ion. So result of that, more disinfection efficiency is there. Okay, because HOCl is more effective than OCl, and HOCl, more formation of HOCl ion is in between 5.5 to 8. So our aim is to what? Maintain the pH near about there, in between that gap. Okay, to get the more efficiency, because HOCl is more efficiency. After the 8, what will happen? The OCl ion get increases, and result of that, the lesser efficiency. Means what? Higher the pH, the pH is high, the lesser is the disinfection efficiency. Higher the pH, what this indicate what? Lesser the disinfection efficiency. Higher the pH means what? See, if the pH is high, this indicate what? You will get the lesser disinfection efficiency. If the pH is high, what will happen? We don't have the HOCl ion here. See, up to 9, only 5% HOCl is there. Here is only 5%. Here is 95% OCl ions. So if the pH is increases, what will happen? The OCl ion is going to be more, and that we doesn't want. We want the HOCl. We want this HOCl, so that the pH should be keep in between 5.5 to 8. And if you provide the higher pH, naturally the lesser efficiency is going to be possible. That is the one of the parameter. Second, another parameter which is affecting on the overall efficiency on the disinfection process, that is the turbidity. More the turbidity, lesser the disinfection efficiency. More the turbidity, lesser the disinfection efficiency. Means what? Turbid means what? Turbid particles, suspended particles are there. If in the water body, assume this is the particle, suspended particle. Okay, assume this is a suspended particle. What will happen? The microorganism is going to hide. तो जाऊन तिथे लपून बसणार कुठेतरी आतमध्ये, त्या सस्पेंडेड पार्टिकलच्या आतमध्ये जाऊन. ओके, so the microorganism is going to be lie in the suspended particle. What will happen? Result of that, the chlorine required more time to reach there. And result of that, the overall efficiency is going to be affected. हा तुमचा क्लोरीन मॉलिक्यूल आहे, बरोबर आहे. सो त्या क्लोरीन मॉलिक्यूलला त्या मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझमला पर्यंत जाण्यासाठी वेळ जास्त लागणार का नाही? येस नो. तो सस्पेंडेड पार्टिकल मध्ये, इफ द पर्टिक्युलर ऑर्गॅनिझम गोइंग टू हाइड, what will happen? The chlorine molecule required to reach to that organism is required more time. So result of that, what will happen? Within the prescribed time, within the decided time, we cannot achieve the required efficiency. म्हणजे आपण समजा 10 मिनिटं किंवा अर्धा तास टाइम ऑफ कॉन्टॅक्ट ठेवलेला आहे, तर त्या पर्टिक्युलर 10 ते 15 मिनिटात तो क्लोरीन मॉलिक्यूल तिथंपर्यंत जाणं आवश्यक आहे. तिथंपर्यंत गेलाच नाही किंवा त्याला टाइम पुरलाच नाही, तर काय होणार आहे? The microorganism is going to remain as it is in this suspended particle. So that more the turbidity, lesser the disinfection efficiency. So our aim is to what? Before disinfection, the turbidity has to be minimized, and that's why we are applying the filtration unit. All of you understand? Yes or no what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
तो लपून बसला असेल तिथं जायला तुम्हाला वेळ लागणार का नाही? येस नो?